like how many hours? 12 hours a day?
Well, that would be time that I would use having sex. But now
okay.
guess where America ranks in penis size? No, I can't be your mother and your lover. Because if I'm your mom and I'm doing motherly things for you, I'm not going to be as freaky because that's weird.
Yeah.
Put it on, girl. Let me see it. Put it on, girl. Let me see it.
Hey everybody, we are back with another episode of Accidentally Informed.
Because we can't guarantee that you're going to learn something, but you might.
You might, right?
You might.
It's been fun lately, hasn't it?
I know. I've had so much fun with you. We had so many things going on.
I love your reactions. Like, they're really authentic and appalled sometimes, appalling.
Well, I always ask Santa for a big sister, and now I'm rethinking.
You want to send me back up the chimney? Oh, by the way, I'm Claudia Jordan. This is my amazing co-host and friend and little sis, Erica Cobb.
Hello.
New podcast that I think people are starting to feel a little bit.
I think people are definitely feeling. We're making some waves. But first, I got to say, happy first day of Kwanzaa.
That's right.
It's Umoja Unity Day. So let's be united in our celebration of the festivities.
Well, funny you mentioned United because today we're going to be talking about relationships. And this is going to be a shorter episode because it's the holidays. You're busy arguing with your family, pretending you like your mother-in-law, and you actually want to spend time with your annoying kids and all that. No, just kidding. But, we don't want to take up a bunch of your time. So just a little taste so you don't miss us.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have withdrawal. There was a really interesting video that was going around social media, and I live on social media.
Yes, you do.
It's because I don't have a man right now.
It's like how many hours? 12 hours a day?
Well, that would be time that I would use having sex. But now I'm just like watching videos on Instagram.
All right.
Not the whole
same.
Not the whole 12 hours, but some of the time.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's a video I want you to take a look at, and I want to see what you think about this.
Okay.
There's a viral video going around of American men and Russian men being asked if they would provide for their wives. Every single American man said no. They said they wanted to go 50-50. One even said, she's an adult, she can provide for herself. They all mocked the idea of providing for their wives. Every single Russian man said yes. They were dumbfounded at the question, actually. One said, it's my wife, of course. They weren't like, well, it's 50-50. What's she bringing to the table? She can get a job. No, they recognized the value and privilege of just having a woman in their lives. We hear a lot of complaints from American men about modern women and how they aren't feminine, but they're not even functioning as providers and protectors. They want women to be their roommates who pay half the bills, provide a maid service for their dusty apartment, and are their bedroom buddy. When these men try to go find wives overseas, the women are always like, I'm not coming back to help you pay bills and lay down with you. Are you crazy? See, these men want women to be feminine, but they have her out in her masculine all day doing more of the heavy lifting and providing than they do. There's no benefit to you, sweetie.
And that is actually Christian Walker. Do you know who that is?
I do. That's Herschel Walker's son?
Herschel Walker, that was just tapped to be ambassador to the Bahamas because we need that.
Okay.
Yeah, very, very difficult, negotiations going on with the Bahamas.
Okay.
Anyways, but his message, what he's saying, what do you think about it?
I agree. Yeah, I do agree. Here's the thing. When we talk about 50-50, people always think like, if I make $10 and you make $10 and we're both putting in $5 type thing. I don't see 50-50 as being monetary. I see 50-50 as being sweat equity, labor equity, child rearing equity. And I think that in America, there is a sense that it is very monetary. If our rent is $1,000, then we're each paying $500. And I just don't see that fitting with the current landscape that we have in this country. My husband is Canadian. He has a different type of idea of what it means to have a 50-50 household. So I don't equally share monetary responsibilities, but I definitely am in a position to make sure that his life is easier so that he can do what he needs to do for the two of us.
Well, your husband's not broke. And these are broke men conversations.
Okay.
These are broke men conversations. What are you bringing to the table? What are you going to give me? I want to live in my soft life. I want to be the princess. What are you doing for me? Why don't you court me? Why don't you open my door? Bitch, what size tampon do you use? Because at this point, it's giving, are you the woman in the relationship? I'm sorry, but this really irritates me when I hear this because I miss the times where men were really proud. I saw another video online where a man said the biggest flex is getting your woman out of the workforce, making it where she can do stuff if she wants to, not a control thing, but like I'm making enough money that you don't have to work, but I do appreciate what you do, because we all understand that in most relationships, the woman is going to carry the majority of the load at home.
Yeah, I think a lot of this does come from a lack mindset as opposed to an abundance mindset. And the truth is, a lot of men come from households where their mother was the provider, where they're single parent households, and the mother was the strong one. And they really anticipate that being the role of their wife and or partner or girlfriend, when we're talking about heteronormative relationships. And that needs to change. I think a lot of women, it would behoove them as mothers to explain to their children, particularly their sons, that this isn't the ideal situation. This was a situation that I was forced into or circumstanced into, but you want something greater. To be quite honest, my husband, I say all the time, I did not marry a rich man. I married a financially responsible person. And because of that, we were able to come up with a system that worked for us. But let me be 100% honest. My husband is far more successful now than he was when we first started dating. And a big part of that was that I played a 50-50 role in ensuring that his life was so streamlined that all he had to concentrate on was going out and making bigger moves. And when it was my turn, he did the same for me.
Well, they say there's that whole thing that was trending on social media, like that black girl magic, like with the upgrading. I'm not saying you made your man. I'm not saying that at all.
No, but
I do think
I played a part.
We know what? He's not here today, so we can talk more shit. Yeah. Like Erica said, I made him.
I played a part.
I made that.
No, Viv, my mother-in-law did an
he would
amazing
be nothing
job.
Without me.
No, she did an
I
amazing
did that
job. But I'm going to be quite honest. Like, I do not see him on the same trajectory, the way that he has moved in the past 10 years since we've been together. Those are things that I definitely contributed to. And I don't think that he would say anything different.
I think men that have this 50-50 mentality thing, when it's so like down the middle, where I know, I mean, there was a conversation before with Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union about like 50-50 with the bills, and he makes a lot more money than her. And people were like, wait, what? And I just feel like we're getting away from, I do like, listen, I know some men will probably say you can't have it both ways. Yes, I can, because why not? Like wanting the chivalry, and wanting like somewhat traditional roles, but then also wanting equality in the workplace. I don't think that's a contradiction. I really don't.
It's not a contradiction. But again, when we have these conversations, we're looking at it from a 360 view. If you've only had just any experience 180, it's very difficult to understand both sides. Like, I absolutely do expect my husband to open doors for me. I expect him to make sure that I'm walking on the inside of the sidewalk as away from the street. Those are things that I do have an expectation for. But when we're at home or when we're navigating our lives, whether it's finance or social, I am an equal partner and I have an equal voice. So I think you can have both of those things. But he also isn't a person who gets emasculated by the idea that I have an equal voice, because he understands the value of my voice.
Don't you? Do you feel? I know I feel, since like, I can't blame all the ills of relationships in America on this last election, but I do feel like a really ugly side of misogyny has been revealed with this last election. Like, I feel like men are like going back to like pounding on their chests like cavemen about like, your body, my choice, or, they're like bragging or happy to kind of like suppress women. And I do feel like there was like a true gender war that's happening right now. And you see these videos popping up all over social media. I think they need to ban podcast equipment for men. No more. We have enough. I need no more of those. The market is flooded. But it's all these bad takes on relationships. And I think these men that are saying this, is it working for them? Because I do know I've been hearing that people are having less sex now. Testosterone is also down. The sex drives are down. And I don't know, it just seems like the times of like masculine, manly, sexual, just dominant, protective men, I don't see that as much. Now, I did find this little, study online, right? So on top of these men wanting to go 50-50 with you, American men have their nerve, because I looked up the average global penis size. And in the counting of the nations, guess where America ranks in penis size?
Where?
59th. We come in 59th place. Oh, I lost my penis post. Hold on.
Not the penis.
59th place with an average length. What do you think average is?
4.
Oh, wow. Really, Erica?
I
5.35 inches, right?
Okay.
That is average. Now the country with the biggest. Would you like to guess?
I'm gonna go with Italy.
Italy is number 19.
Okay.
Ecuador is number 1, 6.93 inches.
Wow.
So all these men that are like, I got 9 inches, lies. Knock it off. No one on here has 9 inches. That's like freak of nature.
It's folklore. Yeah.
Ecuador, Cameroon, Bolivia, Sudan, Haiti, Senegal, Gambia, Cuba, Netherlands, Zambia, and France, top 11. America is number 59. So on top of you lazy motherfuckers not want to pay bills, demanding your woman work, contribute half the money, half the bills, give this, give that, and pamper you, and do all your laundry, do all the other things that you really can't put a price tag on. You're not even bringing ample peni to the relationship.
Here we are, back with the peni.
We're back to the peni. I'm going to find a way to fit peni into every single episode.
Okay, I'm going to play devil's advocate.
Are you?
Because, yes, I am. Because I think when you say these men, I say some men.
Of course.
Because,
not all.
And the thing
You got the
about
one
it
unicorn
is,
left, though, in America.
Yeah, but I think ultimately what's happened is a lot of people who have felt like they've been attacked, oppressed, marginalized
Who, men?
as men. Yes.
So there's marginalized and attacked men in America?
Well, that's how they're feeling. And those minority groups are, I'm saying minority is in small number,
As in 5.93 inches?
Yeah, like, I'm saying the minority groups are minority, or they're feeling like they're in a minority class, are getting louder. And that's generally what happens in an echo chamber. I think that people have felt very emboldened especially over the past few months, especially with the political cycle, to say things that they haven't felt comfortable or protected in saying before. And that's why it sounds so loud. I welcome everyone to have a mic. I know that we don't need to hear from everyone, but that's ultimately our personal choice, whether we want to listen to who's saying what. But for me, it's kind of the same way that I look at getting the information about what's happening in the world. I want to hear from the left, I want to hear from the right, and I want to hear straight up the middle. Because if we are silent, or if we start to ignore the minority voices or the fringe voices, then we get blindsided. And that's the reason why people are always so shocked when, the election goes a certain way, or, people are voting a certain way. People are shocked by that because they aren't listening to dissenting opinions.
I hear you, Erica, but I'm going to play the devil's advocate.
Okay.
Some of these voices need to be suppressed because they're idiots. And I stand by that. I'm sick of it. How dare a white, privileged male in America have the audacity to think in any way, shape, or form that he's oppressed? It really kills me with that. Like, oh, we're not getting the love, we're not getting the attention, we're not getting the privilege. You guys run the world, literally. Like, you go to countries, you take clubs, you knock people over the head, you take their land, you take their women, you take their jewelry, you take their gold, you take their silver, you take everything.
Don't forget the spices.
Oh, and the spices that they never use, mind you. Colonizers, like, please, will it kill you to use them? I know I said it wrong, that's why you laughed last time.
No.
Cumin. I said cumin, whatever. But they don't use them. And it's like, this whole, maybe I'm old school, but I've never been one to have sympathy or empathy for participation trophies. And I stand by that.
Yeah.
I feel like when we do that, like, we take away, like, what exceptionalism, I tried to say a big word with the drink. You take away from the people that really work hard to, like, be great. And that goes in all areas, relationships. Everyone's like, got a voice. Everyone counts. Everyone matters. Even when they say idiotic, stupid things. I'm a fan of people that say dumb shit not being heard, and I am all for suppressing them. You're not oppressed. You're just stupid, and we don't want to hear from you.
I mean, a fair point, because I know a lot of people feel that way. I'm more of the school of thought of, I'm always ready to compete. I'm always ready to show up, because when it really comes down to it, if we're going, step by step, toe to toe, I'm not backing down because I know what I bring to the table, and I know that that's not just smoke and mirrors. So I'm actually a fan of people telling you who they are as opposed to me wasting time trying
I
to
get that.
guess.
I get that. I get that them telling us who they are, but I just won't feel bad for them. And I do
Fair.
think this culture right now, and I know we got to wrap this one up. It's breeding. It's becoming a breeding ground for no relationships. You know, like these men are like, we don't feel heard. We're oppressed. We're oppressed. And then women are like, wait, what? I have to do all this and that and still do work, like operate in my masculine space.
Yeah.
I see women becoming more masculine because we're
Yeah.
being forced to fend for ourselves, right? And men becoming more feminine because they're looking literally for their mother in their relationships. And that is lowering sex drive. It's lowering the urge of having a relationship. And it's feeling like pressure when you have the responsibilities of a regular relationship.
Yeah.
Like asking someone to call you back when they say is now pressure. It's too much for them. They can't take it. Oh my God. So I don't know. I can't be your mother and your lover because if I'm your mom and I'm doing motherly things for you, I'm not going to be as freaky because that's weird.
Yeah.
And ladies, before we go, put this word on the bottom of the screen. This is a new trend of men. They are called hobosexuals.
Oh, yeah.
They will fast track a relationship and want to marry you, move in super quickly, not because they just can't stand to be away from you. It's because they need a place to stay. They usually are good looking, have great D, great in bed, because the broke ones are always the best in bed. I wish I didn't know that. And they can leave any situation with 2 suitcases in 5 minutes. So beware when they want to fast track and move into your house. It's happened to me twice.
And generally, they start to migrate around August, September, Labor Day.
Before it gets cold.
Yeah, be very, very careful around Labor Day because that's when the hobosexuals get the most activated. They need a place to store for the winter.
Good point. I had a friend that took one in. We call them HEH, H-E-H, high-end homeless. Like they don't appear to be homeless, but they have the things, the clothes and stuff like that. They don't really have a place to stay. And she let one stay in her house. And when he left, he took all kinds of random things so he can survive out in the wild. He took her like contact solution and like her yoga mat. And I think he used it to sleep under the bridge.
Not the yoga mat.
See why we only gave you a short episode because
Yeah.
we're already getting into too much. Listen, go spend time with your family. Go spend time with those kids that did not appreciate the gifts you give them. Spend time with your family and have a great time. And, you know, we'll be back next week with more of Accidentally Informed with great takes. Great conversation. Thanks, Erica.
Thank you, and happy Kwanzaa.
And happy Merry Christmas. And we got to get all of them
We
right.
did all, well, that was yesterday,
Okay.
but,
I
you
can't
know,
keep up.
still.
Yeah, happy holidays.